What's up, guys? So, here's just a quick video. In medical school, we're learning about the lungs right now, so I thought it'd be a pretty cool idea just to have a little just demonstration about what's going on here. This is the worst stand in the world. My goodness. So, here I have my lung model. Cost me like maybe $4 total, because it's a jar of applesauce and a couple of those puncher balloons and some hot glue. If you want the instructions, let me know. I can give you the instructions pretty easy. But the lungs are cool because there's no big muscles that directly attach to the lungs. There's muscles surrounding the lungs that change the volume of the space that the lungs rest in, the pleural space. And that change in volume is what helps you breathe. So, inspiration, expiration. Both of those are solely because of the change in volume in your lungs. Let's go to my model here. So this right here is your diaphragm. There's a couple other, there's several muscles involved in breathing, but your diaphragm is probably the easiest one to visualize. So this is what this will represent. Your diaphragm sits about right here, and it moves, no, it contracts and moves downward, expanding the space, and as it moves downward, your lungs, you see right there? Your lungs fill up with air. So there's nothing actually touching the balloon on the inside that represents your lung. So the red balloon is your lung, and this blue balloon is your diaphragm. So as your diaphragm contracts, moves down, it expands the space that the red balloon is sitting in and causes the red balloon to expand. Pretty cool, huh? And as the diaphragm relaxes, the red balloon collapses because there's less volume in the pleural space where your lungs sit. Pretty cool. Yeah, so there's no muscles actually attached to your lungs. It's like pretty much a balloon in a jar, and that's how your lungs work. Pretty cool, huh? When you're just breathing, you know, normal, like just chilling, that's your tidal volume. So, you know, just chilling. But when you want to take a deep breath, you're filling up your inspiratory reserve volume. So that's as big as your lungs can get. And when you want to expire more, so you're regular, then you get that little extra breath. That is your expiratory reserve volume. And you notice that the balloon still has some air in it. That air that's left is called your reserve volume, and we can't actually measure that with a spirometer or something like a... So here's a question for you. What would happen if you had a hole poked into your pleural space? Let's say, I don't know, you're a construction worker and you get a nail stuck in your ribs right here and you pull it out. What would happen to your lung? Because your lung needs that pressure difference to breathe, right? So I poke a hole in your diaphragm. So now we have a hole in your diaphragm. Poked a hole in the diaphragm. And now you can tell that the lung stops filling up because there's no pressure difference. Because the air from the outside is getting into the inside and that pressure gradient is no longer there. It can be called a pneumothorax. So your chest wall wants to expand out, but your lungs want to collapse in, just how they are. And when you get a pneumothorax, or you get a hole in your wall, your chest wall is going to expand out, and now there's air between your lungs and your chest wall, and your lungs are going to collapse. And your lungs are in actually different spaces, so if you get a hole here, your left lung will collapse, but your right lung can still work. Pretty cool how your body has kind of backup function like that. So yeah, I don't know, be a pretty cool little project. I don't know if you have a science fair project or something. Super easy, $5 max science project, and you can be able to explain how the lungs work. So yeah, pretty cool. It's cool what you can learn in medical school.